I'm Kimberly Trowbridge, and I'm here talking about my installation entitled Physical Memory. I'm predominantly a painter, and so I'm coming out of a tradition of image making. So my relationship with wood has evolved kind of naturally because wood is the architecture, the structure behind my canvases, the stretcher bars, and also the framework that creates the boundaries for how large or how small my images are. And so my relationship with wood is in that physical sense of creating the space where the image can unfold. And this piece was a really exciting exploration for me because I got to actually step behind the canvas in a sense and create this three-dimensional theater of the making of an image. And so the two different video pieces that I've included are addressing two different issues. The first one that's in the TV-like structure lower in the piece is me actually interacting with the props. And I think of it in some ways as a kind of how-to video, like how can these props be used, or how do these objects relate to my body specifically? And then the second video, the larger projection, is just a very ephemeral black and white recording of my shadow moving on the wall. And so it's another step further into non-physicality, I think. It's really moving into a more ephemeral range, in a sense, almost a shadow play or memory left on the wall of the piece that is no longer present. So as the piece developed, I began to think about the element of wood as a memory holder, as in the rungs of a tree are recording time. But in truth, that wasn't something that was there initially. It's something that really developed in the process because the concept of my piece opened up to that, meaning that by recording myself responding to these props, in some ways I was thinking of this stage as a place that was a physical manifestation or a physical stage where the memory of my interaction was being held. And so by including the video components, I'm recording this past memory of me interacting with these things, but all that's really left in the physical sense are the props. And so I've been thinking a lot about how our own bodies are these vessels that hold all the memories and patterns from our history, and that when we die, when our bodies decay, that all of those images are gone. And so that to me relates to how wood, the structure of a painting, the thing that holds the image but isn't the image itself, remains possibly when the image or the canvas has rotted and fallen away. So some of the smaller pieces that are included in the installation are wood blocks that I have done Xerox transfers or prints of Greco-Roman statues. And that's something that actually is very important in the process of this installation conceptually, because these old statues are remnants of my tradition as a figurative image maker. These are statues of Western civilization that were recording the narrative unfolding of these ancient civilizations that still are here in their physical form to remind us of this incredible moment of exploring the physical figurative body in the history of art. And actually, initially, I was printing more personal images that I was going to include, like images of my parents when they first were married, or images from my childhood. And I ended up editing those out because I felt that the Greco-Roman imagery was a little bit more universal, and I wanted to speak to that more clearly at the same time as my video pieces, being me specifically, really hit at the personal nature of that. And so printing these Greco-Roman statues on the wood, and again, the wood being this other material that holds memory inside of it, the memory of a tree, the life of a tree, there's something really magical about that juxtaposition to me.